So hi all, you are watching DNA, and today we have with us Chef Harpal Singh, aka Dancing Chef of India, adding a little namak shamak to our DNA today. So welcome, Chef. Welcome to DNA.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much.
Uh, Chef, my first question to you would be: we knew you as Energy Chef of India, but
Ji,
now you are the Dancing Chef of India. So
Ji.
what's the story behind this?
So I got this opportunity to be a participant in Jhalak Diklaja season 9, and ever since then, most people started telling me as dancing chef of India. And that season was quite popular because as a chef, I could scale up to quite a lot of
Yeah.
episodes, and people really loved what I do. And in the scheme of things, I think there's little that Punjabiyat which is there. So there's little dance in the Punjabi fellow that is always found. So that got polished with Jhalak Diklaja.
Okay. So, was it ever in your mind that you would one day participate in a dance competition? Because coming from you are a chef, so that doesn't come. Usually, people don't plan it that way, but it did
Absolutely. I
come to
mean,
your mind.
I think
Yeah.
I have not planned the things that I do out of this scheme as a chef. I actually, have been a chef throughout my life. And I got this opportunity to be part of Jhalak Dikhlaja season 9. I participated. Then beyond that, also like there were things like I got the chance of participating in a movie of Yash Raj. I did that bank chore with Ritesh Deshmukh and Vivek Oberoi. So things that are outside the scheme as a chef, I don't really plan. I don't say no to them also. So I did a fiction series in Star Bharat called Channa Meria, did a movie, did dancing show, reality show, and then did reality shows in the kitchen itself. So never say no to anything that comes your way. Just try it out. It might work, might not work, but it's good to be beyond your comfort zone.
I think well said. Now, another question to you would be your restaurant chain. It is the one
Gee.
of the fastest NCR's growing food chain, Karigari. In the last 2 years, it has been growing exponentially. So, what do you think led to this growth?
So actually, I mean, honestly, COVID had put everybody's moral down in hospitality industry, and during that period, I got a few set of great people who were investors and operators too. Like Manish is one of the co-founders of Karigari. Manish's elder brother Yogesh is the senior founder of Karigari. So together, when we met, we found energies matching, and we said, okay, let's give a try to a new concept which was being created. And I heard the concept, then I added my own values to it, and then we set up the menu and set the ball rolling in COVID too. And we took a bold step while the entire industry was not willing to even look at hospitality or growing in hospitality. Everybody was like winding their shops. We were trying to scale up a new product and launch a new product. So very bold, but it paid off very well to us. And having said this, we set the ball rolling for many people across in the country to drive a concept of restaurant which would create a chef-driven restaurant. Now, after we
Yeah.
successfully launched the first one and followed another 8 in the pipeline, and there are another 3 in the pipeline that are scheduled to
Okay.
open, we see a lot of traction of chef-driven restaurants in the country now.
Okay. So, Manish, one question to you also. What's the most interesting part working with Chef Harpal?
Oh, working with Chef Harpal first of all, it's crazy, right? So, why we choose Harpal sir? Because, as you said, the energy chef of India, like the
Right.
dancing star of India. So, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात सर के अंदर जब सब हम फर्स्ट टाइम जब भी सर से हम मिले थे तो फर्स्ट वी फाइंड आउट कि ही इज द रियल कारीगर ऑफ आर विजन. So कारीगरी obviously we dedicated to all the कारीगर्स that हम सब कारीगर्स हैं, सब लोग हमारे आसपास जितने भी कारीगर हैं, तो एक सबसे बड़ा कारीगर जो हमने देखा वो सर के अंदर वो चीज कारीगरी देखी खाने की, तो हमने सोचा कि एक हमारे लिए यही मेन कारीगर है जो इस कारीगरी को आगे लेके जाएगा।
Uh, but chef, people also call you a storytelling. For people
Yes,
know you for your storytelling, and in your restaurant also you call yourself storytelling restaurants. So could you
correct.
elaborate on that? What are the
So
stories? कौन सी stories हैं?
honestly, there is the time, and this time that we are passing through, I think storytelling is one of great things that people want to hear about. People want to hear authentic and original stories, because most of the time people are not able to, go to places or hear things out from people. So when they hear things out from people, they feel genuine. And if a person who's genuine enough has visited and kind of supports his story with facts and figures, then people
Yeah,
start believing him. So we said that okay, let's not label our restaurant as North Indian restaurant. Let's dedicate it to karigars, and the karigars begin with me, my mother, my mother-in-law, my wife. Various legacy restaurants and various karigars who created the great recipes. So we picked up all these recipes from all across this genre that we are talking about, and build a great menu which became a storytelling restaurant. A lot of quirky dishes come from my television shows that I do, and when we say dedicated to karigars, which means we actually say in our restaurant that this man still exists in this city and his dish is what we are serving. If you get an opportunity to go to Banaras, for example, go and have
yeah.
Dinanath Maharaj ki tomato ki chaat. Okay, and
Hmm.
say we don't say that Chef Harpal ki tomato ki chaat. We say Dinanath Maharaj ki tomato ki chaat. So people kind of relate that, and people believe that thing. And secondly, what happens is when somebody goes there and tastes the original Dinanath Maharaj ki chaat, they actually feel that okay, this is the same taste that we get in Karigiri. So that actually supports the brand very well. That authenticates the brand offering very well.
So am I right in saying that that's the conception story behind the name
Yes,
Karigari, or is it something
yes.
else?
No, that is the story behind Karigiri.
Okay. Uh, so, are there any more tales behind any? Is there any favorite tale that comes to your mind when you talk about quirky dishes?
Yes, of course. I mean, we have a lot of them. Honestly, a lot of them with great stories. A lot of them which are very quirky. One of the very quirky things which we have it only in our restaurant is mirchi ka halwa, hari mirch ka halwa,
Okay.
which is actually an Ayurvedic offering. Also, if you kind of have a heavy meal, it's always a great thing to have mirchi ka halwa, which acts as a digestive for you. So that is one of the most quirkiest thing we have done. And recently, we have added another quirky dessert in our menu. We've all seen jalebi, like in various shapes, but we've added a jalebi waffle to our menu, which is
Okay, that's
again a
new.
hit in the restaurant. And then there are other offerings which are dedicated to all the legacy restaurants, like Puran Singh ka Ambale wala Murg. So anybody who crosses Ambala, will not miss Puran Singh ka dhaba. Now the original Puran Singh ka dhaba is no more there, but there is the old one, new one. So I happen to actually taste the original one, and
Okay.
also see that what is the specific garam masala he uses. So he uses his own specific garam masala to make the great chicken curry, and I use my own specific blend to make the similar chicken curry there. So most of the dishes have a story to tell, a thing to relate, which you can always say. So it's basic engagement between customer and the menu that he keeps reading. So that's the first thing. As we all say in hospitality, the first sales tool in a restaurant is the menu. So can you engage the customer with the menu itself? And that's what we've been successfully able to do it.
Okay. Uh, Manish, one question to you. With your latest launch in Bangalore, you entered the South Indian market. So, what are your expectations?
सो माई ऑब्वियसली साउथ में जाने का हमारा शुरू से वी वर प्लानिंग ऑन द फर्स्ट डे कि हमें साउथ में जाना है, राइट? वी स्टार्टेड
Okay.
फ्रॉम दिल्ली एनसीआर नोएडा, बट हमारा विजन बोर्ड में हमें ऐसा डिसाइडेड था कि हम साउथ में जाएंगे। तो फाइनली नंबर 8 पे हम साउथ पे पहुंचे, बट साउथ के लोगों में जो नॉर्थ इंडियन और सर की स्टोरी का जो खाना खिलाने का जो क्रेज है वो हमें इस टाइम देखने को मिल रहा है कि इस टाइम कितने people are so crazy about sir namak shamak and related to our karigari. So people are saying, people are eating our there's different dishes, storytelling dishes. तो जो साउथ में इवन मुझे दिल्ली एनसीआर से ज्यादा यहाँ मजा आ रहा है, क्योंकि क्योंकि दिल्ली एनसीआर तो ऑब्वियसली नॉर्थ इंडियन में है ही, मतलब हर घर में नॉर्थ इंडियन फूड बनता है, नॉर्थ इंडियन फेमस है, बट साउथ में रह के नॉर्थ इंडियन को खाने खिलाना और इट्स अ क्रेजी फॉर मी.
Okay. Uh, Chef Harpal, according to you, what is those major factors, which stands Karigari apart from the other Indian fine dining restaurants? Like when you
So, like
told
I
us
said,
that it's the
you know,
storytelling, yeah.
yes. So, like I said, we took the challenge and the opportunity. We found the opportunity in COVID to create a concept restaurant which would be different and create a chef-driven restaurant just post-COVID. And that actually paid off. We fine-tuned everything. We were very particular about what we were doing. We created unique concepts within the store itself. When we were opening, we had the architect do great things for us. Our chandeliers are very unique. The spoon chandeliers that are seen in the restaurant. So everything is iconic in terms of interiors also. So when you see Karigari, you know that the front facade will be similar. The chandeliers will be spoon chandeliers. A flooring tile will be very similar. So these were the initial interior, subjects. Then came the menu, of course. The menu became quirky, storytelling menu, iconic dishes which became popular. Then, of course, I was there. I kept interacting with guests. We kept doing, master classes within the store. So all these things helped us in the first 6 months, just post third COVID. And by the time people realized that these guys have set a footprint and created a new chef-driven restaurant concept, which became popular across the country. Suddenly, everybody woke up that, okay, no, hospitality is again waking up and people are actually stepping out and going to various places. So that helped us create the benchmark restaurant and give us the first movers advantage. And we are still very particular by saying that we follow one principle. We do not want to mess up things. We still say that we are storytelling restaurant. Each dish has a story, but the flavors are all Indian, and you can all relate those flavors. You don't have to think out of the box when you are eating. You know what you are getting, and if it is quirky, it is fun. Yet, like
Sure.
for example, jalebi waffle, it's not a regular jalebi, which is like, in a round semicircle shape. It comes in the waffle shape. But when you take the first bite, the immediate feel is, yes, this is jalebi. So we've been very particular about saying, doing all these things, because my past experience has been, you do some things to make a chain of restaurants which are relatable and scalable. So you don't have to worry too much. Like, we know that when we open our first 10 restaurants, we will take some of the dishes back to a factory and do manufacturing there in bulk, so that some of the things can be scalable further, and it will be easier for us to scale further beyond 10 restaurants that we are visualizing. So that will happen post 10 of our restaurants. But right now, the focus remains clear that, okay, there is an internal team which keeps creating new things, the same dishes. And we also have a great thought that we did not change any bit of the menu across in all the 8 restaurants. Everything remains same, even though we are in Bangalore. We would say we are in South, but Bangalore, I presume that it's quite a cosmopolitan place now, and there are quite a lot of mixed crowd that we are there. Having said this, the locals also have great love for my television show Namak Shamak, and
Yeah.
they are very happy to have me here. And I'm very thrilled when I'm interacting in my restaurant there with locals. That okay, I'll be glad to have North Indian food now. The best food I'll be getting in Bangalore. So we are happy to receive such encouragement from people.
Okay. Chef, my last question to you would be like you just talk about scalability. So, are you also planning any international, crossing the borders in any restaurants in the outskirts of India or maybe to some other country? And if yes,
Yes,
how would you
you
like
know,
to cater the new audience?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I tell you what, when we had the first restaurant as very successful restaurant, with all my past experiences, I had to tell all my co-founders that okay, let's follow the management principle of 0 to 1, 1 to 10, and 10 to 100. Our second restaurant was within 10 kilometers of our first restaurant, so that it was easy to manage. The third one was within 50 kilometers of our second two restaurants. So we managed to do this very carefully. We had great opportunities to go to Dubai, go to Singapore, but the energies that are required to handle a single restaurant outside your comfort zone is great, is too much. So we actually, as a group, I personally did not allow that to happen. We said, okay, let's build up, the numbers within Delhi. And Delhi, we were very sure that could absorb at least 6, 8 Karigiris. And we managed to do that. The closest one outside of Delhi was Dehradun. Okay,
Okay.
outside of Delhi, NCR, I would say, was Dehradun, and that gave us great morale because that really worked very well for us. And we are glad that people accepted Karigari there. In spite of all the best restaurant chains being there, we have been the number one restaurant ever since we opened. So that cautious approach and cautious growth is very important for a brand, and we managed to do that very well. We were very sure that the first 10 restaurants have to be not beyond 5 hours of drive from Delhi. So drive, I mean to say, if you take a flight, it would mean just 1 hour of
But
flight time outside of Delhi. So that
but in
gives
the
you.
long run, do you plan to shift to international destination like just say Dubai?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, who doesn't wish to go to
Hmm.
Dubai? I'm sure because if you look at rentals in Bombay, BKC, or look at rentals in Connaught Place for that matter, would be similar to Dubai. So sometimes we think that if I have to take out Karigiri to Bombay, I might as well look at opening in Dubai, which is a better footprint for me and gives more visibility and creates our international footprint. We are working our way out to Dubai. Hopefully, by the year end, we should be
Okay.
launching in Dubai. And by then, within India, we should be having at least 15 restaurants up and running. So that gives us sizable strength in India and a great footprint in India. And internationally, yes, Dubai is our first destination
Okay.
that we are thinking of.
So in Dubai, are you planning some new dishes out there, or it would be authentic karigari there?
So we would look at authentic Karigari since I understand Dubai market very well. Yes, there would be some, localization that will happen for people of Dubai. We will do that. But having said this, I think these days, if you really see Dubai, the traffic is more Indian. Dubai is driven by Indians more so, I would say. Okay, people are residing now more in Dubai. So I think there's enough market for us to remain original and yes, do some localization for the locals there.
Yeah. Uh, okay, Manish, my last question to you. What's your favorite dish at karigari?
My favorite, my complete menu is my favorite, but yes, अगर किसी चीज में कारीगरी देखनी है तो ऑब्वियसली जलेबी वॉफल को मैं बहुत अच्छा पसंद करता हूँ, क्योंकि ये सच में एक कारीगरी है जो कभी किसी ने शायद सोचा नहीं कि जलेबी वो हमेशा राउंड 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 जो कभी खत्म ही नहीं होती, तो वो एक डिफरेंट कैटेगरी में सबने कारीगरी दिखाई है, तो माय फेवरेट डिश इज जलेबी वॉफल, नो डाउट.
Chef Harpal, your favorite dish at karigari?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
How about you? What's your favorite dish at karigari?
Okay. For my favorite dish is mirchi ka halwa because I think that is what set the footprint running from the first Karigiri. People really started coming, and also the way we serve it is very Instagrammable. And that was also
Okay.
one thought to bring in mirchi ka halwa in an Instagrammable way. We actually serve in a mirchi, which is a aluminum frame mirchi, food grade aluminum frame mirchi, and it becomes very Instagrammable. And I think a lot of people who come and dine there definitely click a photo with it. So those things are very well thought about when we do things in Karigari.
So I think you are also harping on the social media growth and
Yes,
kind
definitely.
of
I mean, you
riding
cannot
the social. Yeah,
ignore that. Absolutely, you cannot ignore social media
right,
in
right.
this new age. It's a great form of marketing, and if you are able to do it right, yes, you can do great there. Not that we don't hear negatives in social media, but that's also a good sign that you are able to at least correct them when you get negative feedback. And we're quite open to whatever we do on digital marketing. Great tool to work with, actually.
Okay. So, viewers, this was Chef Harpal and Manish ji, the brains behind Karigari and the founder of Karigari. Hope you like the show. Keep watching DNA and thank you for joining us, Chef Harpal and Manish.
Thank you. Thank you, Vikas. Thank you.